Who are gathered here in our Temple Beth Abraham Murray Davis courtyard. Thanks for joining us on what is really another beautiful California evening. And thank you for those of you who are watching via YouTube or Facebook. We're going to begin with this additional soul we get on page 1, Yedid Nefesh. Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman, Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman, Mishoch Avdecha, El Ritzonecha, Mishoch Avdecha, Ya la 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 la, El Ritzonecha. Yarutz avdecha kemo hayar Ishtachavei elai Ya la 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 El mul atarecha. All right, page 3. No, not page 3, page 5 we're going to go to. Page 5. We're going to, actually, one more even. Page 6. Yismechu hashamayim, let the heavens rejoice and the earth be glad. We've got some people here who I know listen to the Rock and Roll Shabbat CD like every week. And so I want to make sure everything that we have in this book that's on that CD we play. So this one is on there. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, umelo. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, umelo. All right, we're going to now turn to page, let's go all the way to 13. No, let's go to 12, Romamu. Romamu, also on the Rock and Roll Shabbat CD. Let us exalt Adonai our God for the miracles which occur, like the baby Charlie Jackson Pollock, who was born this week, to Jordy and Sam, Hebrew name Gavriel. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Now, page 13, Mizmor LeDavid. Mizmor LeDavid. Havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, Havu l'Adonai, kavod va'oz, ay, kol Adonai, kevod shemo ishtachavu l'Adonai be'adrat kodesh, kol Adonai, al hamayim el hakavod hirim, Adonai, hamayim rabim, kol Adonai, ba'koach, ay, kol Adonai, באדר כל אדוני שובר ארזים וישבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון וירכירם כמו עגל לבנון וסריון כמו בן רעמים היי כל אדוני חוצב לעבוד אש כל אדוני יחיל מדבר יחיל אדוני מדבר קדש כל אדוני יחולל איילות ויחסוף יערות ובהיכלו כולו אומר כבוד איי אדוני למה בו ישב וישב אדוני מלך לעולם אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום היי איי ניי 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 היי ניי 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 היי ניי 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 היי ניי 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 היי ניי ניי היי ניי 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 היי ניי 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 היי 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 ניי 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 Yai nai 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 nai, yai nai 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 nai. Some very spirited clapping there by Jerry and Ann and Alan there in the front, and some good dancing by our greeter over there, Noam. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, we are going to turn now to Lecha Dodi, page 15. Page 15, first and last two stanzas and the chorus. Lecha, lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha, lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, ishmi anu el hamiyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Shemo tiferet falit, la 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 lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha. So ma'aseh b'makshava tchila la 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 lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Bottom of 17, yaminu small tifrotzi, ve'et Adonai taritzi, al yadish ben parzi, v'nismecha v'nagila la 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 la, lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. We rise and face the entrance. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emunei am segula, boi kala. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. And we say to any mourners in our midst, Hamakom inechem etchem b'tok shavrei Tzion Yerushalayim. May God comfort you with all the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We may be seated. We turn to the Psalm for Shabbat on page 19. Mizmor shir leyom ha-Shabbat, tov lehodot le'Adonai, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, ve'hagid v'boker chasdecha, ve'emunatcha baliלות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. We continue silently, 19 and 20. Tzadik tamar yifrach, keres balvanon yisgeh, shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot, Eloheinu yafrichu, od yenuvun beseva. Deshenim v'ra'ananim yiyu lehagid, ki yashar Adonai tzuri velo avlatabo. Adonai malach yot lavesh, lavesh Adonai osita zar, aftikon tevel baltimot, nachon kisachar me'az malamata, nasu nerot Adonai, nasu nerot kolam, yisu nerot doch yam. Mikol od mayim, mayim rabim adirim, mishperei yam, adir bamarom, Adonai. Erotecha ne'emnu me'od, leveitecha nava, kodesh Adonai, le'orech yamim. We rise for the Baruch Hu, page 22. Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Hamevorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach leolam va'ed. We can be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bivaro ma'ariv aravim. Ilchai v'kayam tamid yimloch alinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Page 24. Exactly. I heard Cypress yelling out 24. I love it. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavita Amcha ahavita Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadita Otanu limadita Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbenu Kumeinu nesiach b'chukecha V'nismak b'divrei Toratecha U'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu Ve'or v'layla neged yomam v'layla. Ve'avatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch ata Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Ohev Amo Yisrael. Page 25. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta ba'am v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha ve'ayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Continuing silently, pages 27 through 29. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לכם אני, אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Page 32, Malchut Tov Ratzon Kulu Lehem, Moshe and Israel, Chanashra V'Simcha Rabbah, Ve'amru Chulam. All right, this is a relatively new Micha Mocha. It's by Dan Nichols. So we're going to try to do this for a few weeks in a row. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Nora tehilot osef eleh. Nora tehilot osef eleh. Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. ונאמר כבנת יעקב, גלומר חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Page 33. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom Ve'ha'amidenu Malkeinu Lechaim Ushmor Tzeiteinu Lechaim u'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu lishalom ve'ha'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu lishalom ve'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. V'rosalenu sukat shlomecha baruch atah Adonai habarei sukat shalom aleinu v'al amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. We rise for a Shamru. Good time to clap to the rhythm of the song. Might even want to leave the books on the seats, but up to you. Shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Beini ve'bnei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam, oti leolam shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz Shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash Shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Page 35, we remain standing. Hit gadal v'hit kadash shemei rabbah v'madi v'rachirutei v'amlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael Ba'agala, uvizman kariv imeru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach, leolam lealmei almaya, yitbarach vishtabach, v'yipar v'yiram v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei dekudsha berichu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, tamiran be'alma v'imeru, amen. Private Amidah, pages 37 through 48. It is Rosh Chodesh today, Rosh Chodesh for Adar. You're supposed to be very happy. And there is an additional segment to the Amidah today. You will find it on page 44 as you go through it. It says special passages for Rosh Chodesh and Chol HaMoed. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. Kaddish Shalem, page 53. Yikarav yikra shmei rabbah, be'amad yivrach yirutei ve'amlich malchutei b'chayachon v'yemechon v'chayachon Beit Yisrael, b'agalav izman kari ve'imeru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach, le'olam le'almei almaya yitbarach, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yiparv v'imram v'naseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudsha berichu, le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata, tush berchata v'nechamata d'amiram yama v'imeru, amen. Tikabot sloton voton the Israel, Karam v'hon divi shmaya v'imeru, amen. Eshlan rab min shemaya v'chayim v'kol Israel v'imeru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Israel, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imeru, amen. If you are with your children, at least a few of you are, or anyone else you're comfortable enough blessing, you can put your hands on their heads. And for males, we say, Simcha Elohim k'Ephraim v'chi Menashe. For females, Simcha Elohim k'Sar Rivka Rachel v'Leah. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yer Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisad Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May God lift the divine face toward you and grant you peace. All right, we're going to take a few minutes now to talk about the next president as we go week by week to talk about the different presidents of the United States and their relationship to the Jews. And we are up to Millard Fillmore, who is considered to be so obscure that there's an entire society called the Millard Fillmore Society based on his obscurity. That's how obscure he is. He's considered the most obscure president. But he was also, mediocrity sort of defines him according to the society, but he actually did some fairly important things, not necessarily good important things, but he did some important things. And one very good thing for the Jewish community, he took a real stand, which most people don't know about. I'll get to in a second. So he was the first president to be born in the 19th century. He was born in 1800. He was the last of the successful Whig Party candidates, the last Whig Party member to win the presidency. He's a member of the Unitarian Church, and he made his political fame in Buffalo, New York. He was elected vice president on the ticket with Zachary Taylor, and Zachary Taylor died very early on in office, only after about a year. And Zachary Taylor was a slave-owning Southerner, and so they tried to balance out the ticket with a fairly anti-slavery Northerner from New York. So that's how Millard Fillmore became vice president. He became president when Zachary Taylor died. And they carried New York, which won that election for them. What he's seen as very negatively is that he signed into law the fugitive slave law, which enabled fugitive slaves who had made it to the north, they would have to go back to the south if they were caught. They couldn't be protected. And that was really a terrible law. But in his view, he thought it was the only way to keep the Union together. He thought we'd be headed for civil war had we not done that. He was, of course, right about that, although it may have happened whether he signed that law or not. Now, for the Jews, he was interesting. There was a commercial treaty with Switzerland that granted full rights for Americans to travel and work there. But according to the terms of the treaty, it permitted the Swiss to deny entry to American Jews. The Jewish community lobbied him, and he objected, and he wrote on the grounds that neither by law, nor by treaty, nor by any other official proceeding is it competent for the government of the United States to establish any distinction between its citizens founded on differences in religious beliefs. The Senate refused to ratify the treaty, with President Fillmore's refusal to back it with that statement. He also was close to one Jew, one who probably does not go down well in today's world, since he was associated with the Confederacy, but that was Judah P. Benjamin. Judah P. Benjamin was a Sephardic Jew. He was born in the British West Indies. He became a leading lawyer in New Orleans. In fact, he even helped establish Tulane University. He was in the Louisiana legislature and the U.S. Senate. He was the first professing Jew to be elected to the Senate. The guy I talked about last week, David Cohen Yulee, had left his Judaism behind, so Benjamin was the very first self-proclaimed Jewish senator. Millard Fillmore actually offered him a seat on the United States Supreme Court, but he declined, wanting to remain in the Senate. He was one of the great orators of the Senate, along with people like Daniel Webster and John Calhoun. He was right up there with him. And he's the only Jew to appear on currency because he was on the $2 bill of the Confederate States. Yeah, I know, perhaps we're not so proud of that, but he became the Secretary of the Treasury and eventually the Secretary of State for the Confederacy. In any case, that was Judah P. Benjamin. Back to Fillmore in his days, he was one of the very few candidates to not get his own party's nomination to run in the next election. He didn't get it because the Northern abolitionists opposed him because he had signed the Fugitive Slave Law. However, he did run a few years later, which makes him look even worse. He ran as the candidate of the Know Nothing Party, which was an anti-Catholic, anti-immigrant party. In any case, he lost, came in third in that election. He moved back to Buffalo, where his law practice thrived once again. He became the first chancellor of the University of Buffalo, and he actually enjoyed his post-political life. So a little bit about Millard Fillmore. He actually probably should not be as obscure as we make him out to be. Maybe it's his name, I don't know. But he served for 3 years. He did some good things and some not so good things, so really he should be at least better known. That's Millard Fillmore. Next week, I think we get Franklin Pierce, but we'll see. Okay, anyway, I used to know the presidents in order back when I was in high school studying for the AP exam, and also in 4th grade, but I don't know them anymore. All right. We are going to continue our service with the Aleinu, page 57. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer v'reshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, ve'gohor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Notei Shamayim veYoser Haaretz, Umosev Yakaro b'Shamayim mima'al, Ushchinatu zo, Vegov Emiro mi'im, Hu Eloheinu ein od, Emet Malkeinu efezulato, Kakatuv betorato, V'yadata ayom v'hashivota, El levavecha, Ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, V'shamayim mima'al, V'ha'aretz mitachat, ein od. Kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, V'ne'emar v'chaya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu, Yiyeh Adonai echad, Ushemo echad. We may be seated as we lovingly recall those whose yortzites, the anniversary of their deaths, fall during the coming week for our congregation. Thinking especially tonight of Abraham Boehm, Mary Berger, Judy Berkowitz, Robert Blazenstein, Rose Bruder, Robert Bernstein, Raymond Chun, Anna Cohen, Tilly Cohen, Cora Coulter, Denise David, Annie Finkelstein, Philip Samuel Frucht, Irving Selig Goldman, Celia Goldstein, Castle Gulenson, Sylvia Hertz, my grandmother Matilda Bloom Holtzman, Anna Jacobs, Goldine Jacobs, Harry Jenger, Sidman Kaplan, Helen Katzberg, Marjorie Kaufman, Celia Kessler, Jules Cohn, Julius Cohn, Joel Lalone, Simon Lurch, Harry David Levine, Bernice Lobel, Marion Morris, Benjamin Otovich, Max Pearl, Clara Ramo, Sidney Sylvia Ross, Ruth Roth, Louis Rothenberg, Sarah Schmulowitz, Moses Seligson, Daniel Schuster, Harry Simon, Frederick Harlan Spector, Mabel Stevens, Milton Weintraub, Arthur Yarman. We are in the Shloshim for Sid Rose, the father of Mike Rose. We're in the Shiva for Jack Coulter, who died, or who we buried on Tuesday. Samuel Jackson, the father of our member Celia Hill. The funeral was today on the East Coast. I also buried a family friend this week, and we are in the Shiva for her, and that's Janet Katz. And Helen Golden, the mother of Donna Golub, died today, and the funeral will be on the East Coast. The memories of all of them are with us. We ask all those who are in mourning or observing Yortzeit, as well as anyone else who would choose to do so, to join me in the Mourner's Kaddish. It is on page 61. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah B'alma divrach Hirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon u'vyomechon v'chayechol Beit Yisrael Bagala uvizman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach le'olam olamei almaya Yit Barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudsha barichu la'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran Bialma v'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Osei Shalom b'imromav hu yaseh Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Zichronam livracha, may the memory of the people you're thinking of tonight be a blessing to you always, and let us say Amen. All right, some announcements. Tomorrow, Camelia Schwartz becomes bat mitzvah. It's going to be a really long service because there are 3 Torah readings from 3 separate Sifrei Torah. It's Rosh Chodesh, which also means Hallel, and one of the Torah readings. It's Shabbat Shekalim, which is the Shabbat, one of the 4 Shabbatot where we sort of get ready for Passover. And it's about donating, every person in the community donating to the upkeep of the Mishkan of the temple. So we got a lot going on tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. Mazel Tov to Camelia, to Brian, Alicia, and their extended family. Next Friday night, we will be, once again, in the courtyard, weather permitting, live and in person. If you have a Yortzeit, you get first priority. If you want to go and you don't have a Yortzeit, let us know, and we'll get you in line. Let's see. Our drive-up Purim Carnival. We still have lots of spots, actually. Like, within the first 10 minutes, we had like 10 signups. But we still have, I think, 25 cars available. So sign up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Many thanks to the Endowment Fund, the Endowment Board, for helping fund this event at the Oakland Coliseum. That is on Thursday, February 25th. Come drive through, have a little taste of Purim. All right, I think that is enough for now. As I've mentioned during many weeks, famous musicians keep dying. We're going to keep honoring them. I'm not going to honor Chick Corea, who also died this week, but Mary Wilson of the Supremes. So I'm going to be doing a little mashup with the one who reigns supreme, Adon Olam, and the Supremes. They're not a real acoustic guitar kind of a group, okay? So we're doing the best we can. One second. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Ne'ra. Le'et nasa bechefzo kol azay melech shemoni kra. You're far away from me, my love, and just as sure, my baby, as there are stars above. I wanna say it. Someday we'll be together. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Someday we'll be together, live and in person. I know. My love is yours, baby, right from the start. You possess my soul now, honey. And I know you own my heart. I wanna say it. Someday we'll be together. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Someday we'll be together. Yeah. Be'ado afki ruhi, be'eti hishan be'a'ira. Imruchi geviati. Oh, sorry. Adonai li velo ira. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir ne'ra. Le'en nasa bechefzo kol azay melech shemoni kra. Someday we will be together. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Someday we'll be together. Shabbat Shalom. Let's be safe and careful out there.